Christmas can be a really busy time of year, and it can get really expensive trying to find the right gift for every single person on your list. But have you considered maybe doing some DIY crafts? Well, that's what I'm going to share with you today.
It all just goes away. The things I plan to say, oh baby.
So for the first craft, I'm going to be making an ornament, and I'm using a mason jar lid, and this actually came from a Dollar Tree mason jar. So I took this and I'm just going to wrap this around the lid. I found that it was easiest if I wrapped it a couple of times and then secured it with a little bit of hot glue. And once I got to the end, I really secured it down. Now I think you can see I've only got about, a third of the mason jar that's covered with that twine. Next, I came back with these greenery pieces that were, again, leftovers from another project. And I just started wrapping them around the rest of the mason jar. And this could be used as a Christmas ornament, but I'm going to be using this for a gift basket. I think it'll be a really nice addition to the gift basket, and it gives just a little bit of something extra. And the best part about this is it doesn't cost very much money. Everything that I'm using are just odds and ends of projects that I've either completed or I just had these extra parts. And I believe I found this greenery on Amazon. At one time, it was a garland, but there were so many pieces of it, I really liked it, and that was why I bought it to use for my Christmas crafts. So I just took little pieces of this garland after I wrapped it around the mason jar lid, and I secured everything down with some hot glue. I used tiny little pieces of the greenery to cover up the areas that had hot glue. And then I took some red pip berries and I secured those onto the greenery as well. Isn't that a pretty little wreath? I really like how that looks, but I want to put a hanger onto the wreath. So I'm going to use this ribbon. I think I got this at Michael's. Again, it's just extra ribbon that I had. And making a hanger is super easy by just tying a knot on one end. Then you just take that ribbon and wrap it around the top of the ornament. And now you have an extra special homemade ornament for gift giving. But I did want to add a little something extra. I love adding little extra embellishments to the crafts that I make. So I have this Dollar Tree ribbon and I cut it down so that it was probably about 1/4 of the size of the ribbon, and I just made a little bow. I even dovetailed the ends of the ribbon because I thought it would look really pretty. And then I took that ribbon and I secured it to the top of my wreath, which will cover up the ribbon hanger that I made. Now, I'm really liking using the mason jars for making wreath ornaments. So I have another Dollar Tree mason jar lid, and I'm using some velvet ribbon that I found at Hobby Lobby. It came in a pack of 3, and when I saw it, I thought this was so pretty. It's kind of a sage green color. So I just took that ribbon and I wrapped it around the mason jar lid. And for this wreath, I ended up wrapping the velvet around probably about 1/2 of the mason jar lid. And that was pretty much because I ran out of the ribbon. So I had to find something else to use to finish off this wreath ornament. So I took a Dollar Tree dust mop head and I cut off about, I don't even know, I just cut off probably about 2 inches of that duster. And then I wrapped that around the open area on the mason jar lid. I've done larger wreaths like this and they're so pretty, so I thought, why not try a smaller wreath or like an ornament? I thought it would be really pretty. And then I just fluffed up that duster a little bit, and now it just looks very festive. And I thought it might look really good if I put some little tiny pine trees in the center. So I used another piece of pine greenery and I cut off individual branches and I hot glued them to the center of the duster. And then I came back with some gold ribbon and made a hanger for the top. I really like how this turned out. I think it looks so pretty. Now for this project, I wanted to try and make an ornament using a Dollar Tree shower curtain hanger. There's so many different projects that you can do with these curtain hangers. So I thought this would be a perfect Christmas ornament. This is like a lighter color jute twine. And I just wrapped that all the way around the shower ring. And I did secure it with a little bit of hot glue as I worked my way around the shower ring. And once I had completely covered the shower ring with the jute twine, I thought it would look nice to add one more layer of that jute, but it's just random. So it's just one strand of the jute is wrapped. Add a little bit more texture to the ornament. And I just secured the end in place, and thankfully it was on the back of the shower ring. Then I had these really pretty snowflake cutouts that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I took one of the snowflakes and I secured it inside the center of the shower ring. I did add a little bit more hot glue just to make sure that it's really going to stay in place. And I wanted to add a hanger, but I thought it would be really pretty to add a wood bead to the top of the hanger. So I used a little bit of gold cord. And then I secured it in the bottom of the bead. Then I put a little more hot glue and secured that to the top of my ornament. This is so pretty. It's a really easy way to make some rustic farmhouse type ornaments for your Christmas tree. Now this one is so much fun. Okay, so I had this clear ornament. This is from Hobby Lobby, but you could use the plastic ornaments from the Dollar Tree as well. And what I'm doing is making a funnel. I didn't have a funnel in my craft room. I don't know why, but I decided to make a funnel out of some random paper. And then I took some Epsom salt that I had mixed with some glitter and I poured that into the ornament. Epsom salt is so much fun to work with when you're making Christmas crafts because it really does look like snow. Next, I came back and removed some pip berries, and then I cut them into little pieces. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making parts that would be on a snowman. So I need 2 eyes, he needs a mouth, and I need some that will be the buttons for the front of the snowman. And after I cut the pip berries down, I just dipped them in some black acrylic paint. Next, I took a candy cane and I sanded it down a little bit and then I cut it down so that it was pretty small. So this is going to be the nose for my snowman. And once I had it the size I wanted it to be, then I just dipped that into some orange paint. So now I have all of my snowman parts and I've just left them to dry. Once they were dry, I put the little snowman parts into the ornament. So this is like a snowman in the process. You can see all of the black pieces as well as the orange for his nose. And because this was a glass ornament, I did secure the ornament hanger with some hot glue because this was a little bit heavy and I didn't want it to fall apart. Now I know you've probably seen the little gnomes that people have made using yarn and the toilet paper rolls. Well, I want to make a bigger hat for, it won't be a gnome, but it's going to be a marshmallow. So I cut a strip of scrapbooking paper and then I fit it to make sure it was going to fit on top of my marshmallow. Next, I found the yarn that I wanted to use and I used my phone to wrap the yarn around it. I've done this in the past and it does give a nice size for making the stocking cap. Once I had enough yarn, then I just cut on one side of where it was attached to my phone. Then I wrapped the individual pieces of yarn around the scrapbooking circle that I had made. I just continued that process all the way around the cardboard circle, and this is what it looks like when I'm done. So now I'm going to tuck all of those ends through and pull them out through the other side. Now, one thing I didn't do with this, but you could do, is once you have all of those yarn pieces pulled through, you can put a couple of cotton balls into the stocking cap part itself, and that will give it a fuller appearance. Then I just bundled up all of the pieces and I took another piece of the yarn and I tied it where the top of the hat is going to be. So this stocking cap is not going to be hugely tall. And then I just cut away the excess yarn. Then I trimmed a little bit of the yarn that was still in place so that it made it look like a pom-pom on the top of the hat. Then I took the marshmallows, which are foam dice, and I painted them with white acrylic paint. After they were dry, I took some brown hot glue sticks and I just drizzled a little bit of the hot glue around the top edge of the dice, which is now a marshmallow. This way it looks like it's hot fudge dripping down the front of the marshmallow. And because it is hot glue, I did use it to fill in pretty much the whole top of the marshmallow. Then I took my stocking cap and I put it onto the hot fudge. And once the hot fudge had time to dry, then I took a black paint marker and I drew a face onto the front of my marshmallow. There's lots of different styles of faces that you can draw onto these foam marshmallows, but I really like the one that looks like it's smiling or kind of laughing and has its eyes closed. After I had the eyes, that was when I drew the mouth, and I made it kind of a larger mouth, but it definitely looks like he's smiling and really happy. And I repeated the process on another marshmallow as well. Then I used some faux sprinkles and secured those onto my marshmallows using a little bit of craft glue for a nose and some cheeks. I love making crafts like these. They're so happy. I would be willing to bet you have a few bottle brush trees you're not doing anything with. Well, I happen to have these necklaces, and what I did was just cut the pieces off, so it's just individual pieces. So I took gold coins and I hot glued them to one of the bottle brush trees. I repeated the process with the red beads as well. These little beads make really nice decorations for small trees like this. And I happen to have this little teacup, and I thought it would be really pretty to put a bottle brush tree inside the teacup. And it would make a really nice accent piece for one of my gift baskets. And speaking of gift baskets, these are the gift baskets that I've been working on, and I really want to share them with you. So my next video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to make some thoughtful gift baskets, and they're not all like the other ones that you've already seen. These are some different types of gift baskets, and I really want to share them with you. So be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell notification so you'll get an alert every time I have a new video coming out. So get ready to be inspired, and I look forward to seeing you for my next video. Until then, happy crafting!